Welcome, friends. You know, a month or two ago, I did a video about the idea of coming up with single-length play and then designing a set of club heads that would accommodate single-length play. You know, same club head lie angle, the same bounce angle, the same club head weight throughout a set, you know, all that. And I talked about building a Frankenstein set. Well, I'll tell you what, there were so many comments that we received. They said, well, what happened then? Said, how did you actually come up with what you've been offering for over 25 years? Well, that's what this video is about. I hope you find it interesting. If you do, share it with your friends and definitely hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned. Okay, anyway, if you haven't watched that previous video, it was called The Light Bulb Moment That Changed Golf. And it was a light bulb moment for me. Go back and watch it. It's really interesting. The link's going to be in the description below. How I ended up there, I had built a Frankenstein set of club heads. So I could build a set of clubs that would accommodate single-length play, because obviously the standard golf clubs do not work for single-length play, and you can't really adjust them. I just happened to have all the equipment. But I had built a Frankenstein set, and I was stunned at the results. It was stunning. So I decided to take it a little further. So I sat down for the next month or two and started making drawings. Now, I'm not an engineer. I don't know how to do blueprints, but I knew the specifications I wanted throughout that set of single-length irons. Did all the blueprints, blah, 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 on and on. And after about a month, I sent them into a foundry. And the foundries back and forth, had sent me blueprints. I said, no, this has to be this way, and back and forth, back and forth. Finally, we got the blueprints exactly like I wanted them. So I said, you know what, those are fine. I said, make me a set, you know, a sample set, so that I can try them out just to make sure everything's right, which they did. That took another couple months to get those into my hands. The thing was, I almost bankrupted myself doing all this, and it's time consuming. You're going back and forth and not really 100% knowing what the result's going to be. Well, I got that set of club heads, it's original 1-irons, these right here. I got the club heads, and while I was waiting, I was working on our shafting, how I wanted to do shafting. Obviously, we don't shaft based on shaft flex, because that's worthless, it's a joke. So I had to design my own shafting method, get our own shafts, have a video on that. It's called Forget Shaft Flex and Play Better Golf. Again, description in the link below. You'll want to go back and see that. Then it was custom fitting. All the irons in a set of single-length irons had the exact same club head lie angle, okay? And of course, they're all the same length, but that one length doesn't fit everybody. I mean, you'll see some of these single-length sets they offer out there, and they're all 37 inches, like a 7-iron. Well, that might fit some people. It doesn't fit the guy that's 5'5". It certainly doesn't fit the guy who's 6'4". In order for single-length play to work, those clubs have to fit you properly, and that's the relationship of club length to the club head lie angle to your size. I worked on that and worked on that. Finally settled on a formula that's been around the golf industry for over 150 years. As a matter of fact, when old Tom Morris used to build clubs for clients, this is what he used. This is a formula he used. Like I say, it's been around for 150 years, and the reason it has been is because it is about as accurate as going to be. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, it is the most accurate way to fit golf clubs to an individual. Be that as it may, I got the club heads in, I shafted them, and everything's fine. I went to the range. And like I said, I'd spent months. I'd spent a lot of money. And so in the back of my mind, oh, geez, what if they don't work? What if I failed here? Well, I hit a bucket of balls. And I went up and got another bucket of balls. Then I went up and got a third bucket of balls, and by the time I was ready to get that fourth bucket of balls, my wife had to come up to the driving range and literally drag me out of there for supper. I said at the end of that other video that the results I had, I was stunned. I was stunned by those results. Well, I'll tell you this, I don't have words to describe it. Stunned doesn't fit it. I was literally amazed. I went through that first bucket of balls, went through all the irons, 3-iron down through lob wedge, and I did not hit a single shot. As a matter of fact, I hit them perfectly. Second bucket was the same way. And here's the funny thing about it. Have you ever noticed when you hit that perfect shot, or you see somebody hit that perfect shot, there's a particular sound that it makes. as that ball just shoots off that club face. You can hear it. You don't have to see the shot. You can hear it and know, you know what, that guy just hit a perfect shot. Well, that's the sound that I was making on every one of my shots. And I got halfway through that second buck, and I just happened to turn around. There were 7 people standing there watching me hit shots. It was unbelievable. One guy actually came up to me and said, "Hey, could I try those clubs?" And I looked at him and I said, "No." I was amazed. I had never in my life played clubs that played that well before. The performance was just out of this world. Ease of play was out of this world. And like I say, these are my 1-irons. Now here's what's funny about it. This is the 6-iron from my original set. I still have the original set. I mean, that's a set I've been playing for over 25 years. And we use the highest quality steel in the golf industry, and what's true? They've never gone out of spec, ever. And I've played thousands of rounds of golf. I've hit many thousands of golf balls at the range. They are still the same specifications today as they were back then. The performance level is just as high. I've never had to re-groove or mess with the grooves. They hold up. They hold up exceedingly well. I'm telling you, it's the best set of clubs I ever played by far. Now, people say, "Well, Dave, yeah, it's good design. It looks really good, and you explain it well. But you say you've been playing that same set of clubs for over 25 years. That club design's never changed." I said, "Yeah, that's right. We're not like all the other brands out there that every year we come out with a new improved. And realistically, what does new improved mean? That means we want you to buy sets over and over and over, year after year after year. We don't do that." Now, you might say, "Well, Dave, you got the design right the first time." And the fact is, I did get the design right the first time. Like I say, it's the best set of irons I've ever hit in my life. I would put these up against anything that's ever been produced in the golf industry. Now, to take it a little further, it was about 2005 or so. I became aware of the Malti playability factor. And basically what that is, if you don't know Ralph Malti is, he's the guy that founded GolfWorks, okay? If you go to take the courses to become a PGA pro, all the technical stuff you're going to read about golf club design and fitting and so on and so forth, he wrote all those books. The USGA relies on everything he's written. The guy was a genius at this. Well, anyway, he'd come out with what he called the Malti playability factor. And what that was, he'd started testing clubs, I mean all the way back, iron designs all the way back from the 60s up until the current day. Everything. And he'd test them, then he ranked them. And he ranked them in different categories. Ultra Game Improvement was the highest category. Then below that you had Super Game Improvement. Then you had Game Improvement, and so forth, all the way down. But anyway, I decided on the lark, I was going to go ahead and send one of our clubs in and have them test it. Yeah, I knew they played great, but I don't know, maybe in the back of my mind I wanted confirmation from an expert. So I sent our irons in. Well, yes. They came back as Ultra Game Improvement. If you can take a look at the letter here. It was Ultra Game Improvement irons. So here's the chart that tells you the different categories they have. They explain the different categories. And you have Ultra Game Improvement. It's absolute easiest to play golf clubs. The most forgiving, super, great game improvement. On and on. More pros are playing them. On and on. This didn't surprise me that our 1-irons fell into that category because, like I say, I tested them myself. First-hand knowledge told me they were the best golf clubs out there. Now, I will tell you from personal experience, if you want to improve your game, there's 2 things I'll guarantee you want to do. Number 1, switch to single-length play. You get rid of all those dozens of variables, different ball position, different stance, different swing plane, different everything. You get rid of all of that and go with single length. As a matter of fact, that's why I named the clubs 1-iron. It's because in essence, you're playing an entire round of golf with only 1 iron. Your consistency goes through the roof. Then you get Ultra Game Improvement club head design. You couple those 2 things together and my God, you'll play golf like you never thought you'd play golf. I hope you enjoyed the video. Complete explanation of how we came up with our 1-irons. single length play and so forth. Like I say, the combination is unbelievable. If you liked the video, please share it with your friends and hit that subscribe button. I thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.